Elimination Chamber 2025 predictions. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton versus Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. Yeah, I think the faces are going to take this home. I think this match is clearly built to build up support for Tiffany in her match against Charlotte. Although Charlotte is already just the heel by default, but I think to really put home that babyface feeling, also to give the crowd a bit of a feel-good, go-home feeling, because I think some of the other matches might be a bit difficult to kind of book in a feel-good way, with like the exception of the men's Elimination Chamber. So, again, I think Tiffany and Trish are going to win this match. I think it's to really get Tiffany over as a face. I think Charlotte is going to come out and maybe attack Trish, and then, you know, really give Tiffany that motivation to be the face. Maybe she fights off Charlotte as well to really give her that pop. And, you know, what is Mania in about a month and a half? And I think they really need to, like, really drill home this story to make the story like one people really care about. Because at the moment, they're not really handling the story the best. They don't really handle the women's stories the best in WWE. And I think they really need, like, an inciting incident to push this story along, to really like get people invested in the story. And I think using Trish as a vehicle for that to get Tiffany really pushed and motivated is the way to go. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. Honestly, in my opinion, this should be a main event the show, but I think that depends on who wins the Elimination Chamber. I think Kevin's gonna win, but I think Sami's going to get a few licks in. I don't know. I think they want this match to go to Mania. I feel like an unsanctioned match should have happened at Mania, but then again, an unsanctioned match at Mania probably would have been the main event as well. Like, at that level. It's in Toronto. Obviously, it's not in Quebec, but it's in Toronto. It's in Canada. I don't know. I just think Kevin's going to win. And I think that's going to light a fire under Sami to really just be like, you know what? F it, I'm going all in on this, and he's going to beat Kevin at Mania. I think Kevin Owens wants to give Sami that big pop at Mania again. He loves, they're best friends, they love each other. I just feel like that's what it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be Sami losing to Kevin. I think Kevin's just going to go really far. I think it's going to be like the NXT title match where just it's unsanctioned, but it just has to be stopped because it's so violent. But then maybe Sami gets up at the very end. I don't know, something like that. Kevin's going to win, but Sami is going to kind of get some licks in to justify the WrestleMania match. The Women's Elimination Chamber, I think this is the hardest match to call, just because like there's so many stories going on that you kind of don't know where it's going to go. So basically, like Bayley and Roxanne like cancel each other out. I think that's being built for a match either at Stand and Deliver or hopefully WrestleMania. It'd be nice to see Roxanne, really get a push. Then you've got Naomi and Bianca, who I think are going to cancel each other out. I think at Mania they're going to go off and do a story with them two, or maybe also with Jade. I just think Bianca and Naomi is just a fantastic match. And I don't know, they're big names. I think it also protects Bianca because you want her to keep that streak. And like Undertaker didn't always have the biggest matches at Mania. He didn't always have a title match, but he had a match. So I think they're going to cancel each other out. That just leaves Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan. I don't know. Alexa Bliss doesn't really make sense because she's just come back. She's on SmackDown as well. The Wyatt Six on SmackDown. So it kind of just comes down to Liv Morgan. And it's like, we've seen Liv versus Rhea a lot. So what I think is it's going to be Liv. But it's going to be Liv, but they're going to find a way of getting Io into the match. They're obviously building up this match between Io and Rhea. And you can't have Io Sky not on WrestleMania. She is just like arguably the best wrestler they have. So I think they're going to wonk the Rhea Io match and get that to be a triple threat at WrestleMania. And I think honestly it's so Liv can eat the pin and protect Rhea and Io. I just kind of feel like that's the way it's going to go. I don't know, I can't think of any other way of booking that, because I know they didn't do this in the Rumble. In the Rumble, they ignored stories they were already telling with the women, which is just horrible booking. But you can't do that again, can you? You can't ignore the stories you've already built, like the Roxanne Bailey and the Bianca and Naomi. Like, it doesn't make sense to ignore those stories. And finally, the men's Elimination Chamber. I think it does depend on what Cody does with The Rock. I think Cody's going to say to The Rock, I'm not going to be your people's champion, because your corporate champion, because I'm the people's champion. Whoa. But I think in that case, I don't know, Cena makes the most sense. You know, you have Cena lose to Cody at Mania, kicks him off on this journey to get his 17th title down the line. He gets to the B title eventually, the World Heavyweight title. But if you want to go down the Rock thing, I don't know, maybe like Punk makes sense, but then they're building Punk, Roman, Seth as well. Logan Paul, I swear to God, if he gets a WrestleMania main event, because or if it's Logan Paul, it's a way of you to not have Cody main event WrestleMania, but it doesn't make sense. And The Rock's involved. I don't know. I think Drew I think it's gotta be Cena or Drew. And I know at the moment with Drew, the alleged plan is for him to take on Damian Priest at Mania. CM Punk kind of seems wrapped up in Seth Rollins stuff. It just kind of feels like it's going to be Cena or maybe Drew if they change plans. Cena makes the most sense. But again, I just don't know what WWE's booking is like, even with like the men. And it's not to say that it's nowhere near as bad as when Vince was booking, obviously. If Vince was booking, he would have found a way to, I don't know, get Brock Lesnar in the match. But I feel like it's gonna be Cena makes the most sense. And does that mean it's telegraphed too much? Maybe, but yeah. So that's just, we're gonna go with Cena. So those are my predictions for Elimination Chamber. I'll be honest, I just feel like it's a difficult one to call with the Chambers. I don't like that Elimination Chamber is now just a, you didn't win the Royal Rumble, here's another chance. It feels like a lazy way to book the stories, and I think it's just because the Royal Rumble already has that place, because obviously, you know, like for New Japan you have the G1 Climax, which gets you the main event at Wrestle Kingdom, but it's one thing. So you have Mania, which is one way of getting the titles. And the other one you kind of build organically, so it makes sense. I don't know, maybe they want to go for this more sporting version of it, but then they also say they're not sports, they're sports entertainment, their stories. I don't know. This is just me rambling. This could be a completely different video, actually. Let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in that. But thank you for watching. Those are my predictions for Elimination Chamber. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend or family member. And hey, go and watch some great wrestling today.